All right. Hello, Empowered to Lead, all my leaders. It's so exciting to see everybody. Is anyone else a little weirded out that this is our first team call in March? It is March, which I don't know. My mind is blown every time I think about that, mostly because that means I'll have a 1-year-old next month. That's also weird. Okay, so tonight's call, we are so jacked. Like, as tired as all of us are after going to this event, we are just beyond excited to pour all this value back into your lives. And a bunch of us have live, the recorded stuff from the event that we can share. I mean, we're going to figure it out, but you guys, we're so excited for what we have to share with you tonight. So first, a couple of announcements. The first thing is Crystal Reset. You guys, we have a week before Crystal Manager. So let's see your hand. Who's running for it? Who is running for Crystal Manager Reset? Okay. Right now, write down a name. Everyone put your hands back up so we can see. Okay, write down a name of somebody else who is doing it, reach out to them, and drive each other to get there. You have to get there. You guys, you have a week. You can do that in a week. Everyone who raised their hand, I know for a fact you all have created at least 2 consultants since you started Isagenix, so you know how to do it. Just do it in a week, okay? So band together, all of us that are going for Crystal Manager, and get yourselves there, get each other there, because it is money on the table staring at you. And you will feel so good and have so much confidence and momentum in yourself and in your team if you get yourself there. And grab your team and run with them. And then after that, we'll start doing the countdown to the Crystal Director deadline, but just have that on your radar. For those of you who have already been manager, you can run for director. And so that's where you're running right now. Okay, so don't wait till Crystal Manager has passed to start running for director. Run there now. Okay, a couple other things, events that are coming up. So we have Super Saturday in Seattle on the 18th, so not this Saturday, but next Saturday. A bunch of us are going. So if you know anyone in Seattle that you want to invite, or anywhere in the Pacific Northwest, or you are in our area somewhere, we will see you there. We're so excited. Lynn Hagedorn and Michael Klaus are coming to share with us. Get your people in those seats. Cindy posted the flyer in Empower to Lead. You can go to isagenixevents.com and register. Grab those tickets now, because we've been to that venue and it will sell out for sure. So grab those tickets. And then the next week, Cindy and Michael and Jeff and I are going to Denver Super Saturday on the 25th. So if you know anyone in that area and you want to plug them into that event, you should anyway. But we're going to be there. So let us know who you're plugging in, and then we can meet them and welcome them, and they can sit with us so they're not going by themselves. And then on the, Jenny, nod at me, the 18th, Omaha? No, 8th. 18th is when my daughter turns 1. Can you tell what I'm thinking about right now? April 8th, Super Saturday in Omaha, stellar lineup. I know Laura Stevens is going to be there, and Hillary Courtney, Jenny Wood, and Amy Harshman, and then there's a couple other people, but that's on isagenixevents.com as well. So if you're in that area or you know people, send them there. Reach out to Jenny and Amy and let them know, hey, I got a couple people showing up. Can you please welcome them? That's the beauty of this, you guys. We are one team, and you want your people to go and still feel like they're welcome. Okay, and if there's any other events that you guys are attending, let us know and Empower to Lead so that we can make announcements and make sure we're plugging everybody into those. And then the last thing for announcements real quick, I gotta tell you guys what's going on with this. A bunch of us are using the Freedom Journal right now. Lori, yeah, Lori's like stoked about it. Okay, this thing rocks. You guys, I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'll post a quick video on Empower to Lead. But if you're looking for accountability and you're looking for something to help keep you organized and focused, this is the best $39 that you can spend, because you're guaranteed to reach your #1 goal in 100 days if you follow these steps. And it's working. It's amazing. So I'll talk about that more in a video, because there's I think there's still a promo going on. You get free shipping and all that, but I'll post that in Empower to Lead. I just want to put that in your guys' brains. Okay, so we're going to jump into the topic tonight. This call, we want to design it around how we experience the event. And so first, I want everyone to grab your pens, because I'm going to have you write a couple of things down. And, oh yeah, hold on. Oh yes, okay, real quick, recognition. It's in the chat. Thank you so much, Lori. Recognition, we want to give a shout out to Linda, who reached consultant this last week. Way to go, Linda. Woo! Yeah. So exciting, Linda. We're so proud of you. You can be bashful, girl. It's the first of many. Don't you worry. Okay, yes, thank you, Lori. And if you guys have recognition, please email them to Empowered to Lead, empowered2lead@gmail.com every week. Anytime something happens, in the subject line, put recognition so we can give shout outs to our team. All right, so for this call, grab your pen, because at the very beginning of this event that we went to, the most powerful women in network marketing event, it's a GoPro event with Eric and Marina Worre. At the very beginning, they gave us these amazing notebooks, and they ran us through a couple of quick exercises at the beginning. And it really helped set the mind, like have that mindset for jumping into it. So we're gonna run through a few of those with you first. We're not gonna go through all of them because I think there's like 8 or 9 questions that they asked, but I'm gonna pick out a few of them. And I want you just to start jotting down answers. Now, I am going to zip through them kind of quickly because I just want you to be able to start jotting things down, but just to have that mindset. So on a piece of paper, wherever you're writing your notes, one of the first questions they asked us to think about was, what have been your greatest wins so far in your experience with network marketing? So just jot some things down that come to mind. What have been some of your wins so far in your experience with network marketing? And if you, as you're writing these down, you guys, please shoot your answers into the chat, because I'd love to see what they are. I'd love to use them, and Cindy's going to be presenting. We'd love to use them as we're going through, just to be able to drive it home with you guys. And I will tell you mine. Mine has been growth. Absolutely. Who I have become in the last 3 years, I would not trade it for anything. And that has, I mean, it's that as soon as he said it, I was like, oh, easy. My growth with like 50 exclamation points. Yes, amazing. Personal growth, awesome tribe, rank advancing others. Yeah, all that stuff is so, so good, you guys. I love it. Okay, the next thing that they asked us, what would you like to achieve, change, explore in your business that would be a game changer for you and your team? So what would you like to achieve, change, or explore in your business that would be a game changer for you and your team? And don't hold back or worry about how you're going to get there. But what is it? Don't think, oh, I'm not going to write that down because that's unrealistic. No, what is it that will be a game changer for your team that you would want to explore or change or achieve? And go ahead and throw those in there too. Crystal Executive, run like a fun business. Yes, NLP, I love it. Okay, throw those in the chat too, you guys, when you have those written out. Okay, the next one, 2 more. The next one. What are some beliefs or roadblocks that could keep you from reaching your outcomes and transforming your business and your life? Okay, I'm going to pull this over here so I can still look at you guys while I read this. What are some beliefs or roadblocks that could keep you from reaching your outcomes and transforming your business and your life? So for example, if it's fear of what? What are you afraid of? Be specific. Okay, because one thing they say in here that I love is that your future is counting on your honesty. So think about that. What are some beliefs or roadblocks that are keeping you from making these transformations? And then the last one. What is your vision for your ideal business, life, lifestyle, and relationships? What would your future look like? What is your vision for your life, your lifestyle, your business, your relationships? Okay, what are some of these? So some of the fears. Fear of expanding to a point I can't manage. Lori, that's a really good one. Not a good fear, but that's really, your self-awareness is really beautiful there. Not believing in my capability of being a leader that others will want to follow. You guys, can you guys open this chat and look at what these people are writing? Can you just nod that we can all resonate with these, right? You guys are not alone in these fears. These are fears that we all have, okay? And this is good because for Cindy and I, as we're looking through these, in fact, Cindy, if you're able to take a picture or something of some of these, you guys, we need to get some training in on these. We need to really be digging deep and researching on how we can help you transcend these fears or these roadblocks. And so this is really valuable information to us. So thank you for being so honest. Fear of having to go back to corporate America in order to pay the bills. Oh, Amber, yeah, girl. Yes. Been back, right? Yeah, totally. Okay, growing and evolving when my spouse is not. Jenny, yes. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go because what we're sharing with you tonight is going to help. It's going to help, you guys. And now I wish I could go back a week and just make all of you come with us and say, I don't give a crap what's going on. You're coming. But we're gonna do the best we can right here. Okay. So I want you to be thinking about these things as we're going through. And Cindy's gonna kick us off with the skills. But during this event, they literally took the 7 skills that Eric Worre goes through in GoPro. If you haven't read that book, go get it now. Somebody on this call has an extra. If you feel like you just don't have the money, somebody has an extra, but get that book in your hands immediately. There are 7 skills to becoming a network marketing professional. And they went through all 7 skills and had these amazing, beautiful powerhouse women come up on stage and explain how they did it and what we need to know moving forward in order to be able to do it for ourselves. And so that first skill, so for those of you who have your notebooks and you're following along, go ahead and flip over to that first skill. But for that first skill, Cindy's going to go ahead and share with us. And so sorry, I did not turn to it. So that first skill, finding prospects. Okay, and so Cindy's going to talk to you and give you all just a few minutes of just some takeaways, some things that we learned from Emily and Whitney about finding prospects. All right, so Cindy, take it away.
Okay, awesome. Well, Rachel, that was a great introduction. In truth, I am in complete agreement with her. I wish we could rewind a week or 2 weeks back and gotten everybody to this event, even Willie and Michael, all of the guys, because the men were there too. And it was an incredible event. And I'm going to call and see from Nikki if I can get some more of these books, because I didn't get to go through the whole book while we were there. I mean, I took all my notes in the book. But going through it today as I'm planning for all this, it's amazing. This book is solid gold, just the way that it's laid out. It's kind of like the GoPro book with all of the notes sections. So that finding prospects, connection, that's the foundational skill in our business, guys. And Emily and Whitney husband knocked it out of the park. They did an amazing job. I literally took 4 pages of notes on this, so I'm going to hopefully just summarize it for you. But they did 5 steps to really prospecting or finding prospects and connecting with people. The first one is to think about who do you know. We talk about this all the time, but really making a list. And this is what I would tell you. This is something that Eric says in GoPro, and I loved it the first time I read it, because I was a person that kind of froze me up. To be honest, when I first started, like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to these people in so long. How am I going to reach out? It's not about that. We want you to take everything that's in your head, every person that you know, all of your connections, all of these people in your life, and put your network on paper. Just put your network on paper. You are not going to have time to call all of these people. But what you're doing in transferring those people from your head to paper is 2 things. Number 1, you're going to open up your mind to think of other people. And number 2, as you look at your network on paper, people are going to start to jump off the page that you know would love exactly what you're doing. And that's really where it starts, is just getting yourself excited about that. Then step 2 is to look second generation at that list. Who do those people know? Work into their warm markets. I told Rachel when we first started, social media was not a thing really. And so that's how I built my business. I went out and connected with everyone because I love people, but I started to draw in influencers, people of influence, people that had a big circle of influence, a big network, that they were kind of the people that if they were doing it, their friends were doing it kind of people. They were motivated to make a change in their lives. They had health, concerns or whatever. There was something that was driving them towards a change. And so I partnered myself up with those people. The most famous one, is Janie Elo, but Janie's not the only one, because I had a whole bunch of people that were amazing people that I worked into their warm market. And 2 things I want to say about that. Don't just look for the one superstar. The beauty of this business is creating a network of people, and everybody's doing a little bit. We're all reaching out. We're all changing lives. We're working into our warm market. We're coming alongside of people and cultivating those relationships. That's how we built our business. Today with social media, you can explode your reach and impact and grow your team so much faster. But warm market is huge, really digging deep into somebody's warm market and helping them. Number 3, network on purpose. Really get out there. Have some fun with it. We hear the people all the time, like joining groups on Facebook, joining groups in person, go to business networking groups. It's just, there's people everywhere, guys. And if you can really fall in love with the process of just connecting with people, that is the goal, is just being a great connector. What else? Don't prejudge. Don't prejudge anybody. You don't know where people are at. You don't know their level of need and what they really want until you start to connect with them and make that relationship and really hear them where they're at and meet that need in their life. And then the fifth one was branding yourself online, really making, they actually gave a great idea, and I thought this was excellent. And Laura Stevens actually did this. I don't know if she did it in video, but this is exactly what she did with her warm market. Emily was saying to make a video that you can send out to your friends and that really like captures your vision and your why for why you're doing Isagenix. You know, not only to get yourself healthy, not only to help people in your life get healthy and well, but big vision, what you really see in this company, why you're so excited about it, and why you want them to partner with you so that you together can create an incredible opportunity for your families and generations to come. I thought that was excellent because people love to hear your enthusiasm and see you face to face instead of just getting a text or something online. Let's see, quick tips for online success. I thought this was good. Rachel's going to highlight on it more, but like attracts like. So think about who you want to attract. It's attraction marketing today. Getting really good at becoming a person of value, somebody that really adds value to people and gives them more than what they're getting back. Sharpen up your profile, your cover image. You know, they're saying like, I mean, I'm not going to go into that with like the kitty as the profile picture. Obviously, don't do that. You guys all know that. It needs to be you, and it needs to be a good picture. Pick 3 to 5 passions to really talk about. My strength is not social media, guys. This is my new big skill that I just got to get past my own roadblock and be willing to put in the time and learn it and do it. So see, even when you're a multi-million-dollar business owner, you still are always growing and learning skills. I'm a great connector, but I need to take it to the next level and do it on social media. But those were just some of the really super fun things that they gave. And the last thing that I'll leave you with is just like I said, I want you guys to really focus on, connect with everybody, but get clear on who you're looking for. You're looking for people of influence. You're looking for people with a big network, people that are hungry. They want something more in life. They want an outlet for themselves. There's a change coming in their life, a catalyst for change that's driving them from where they are into something new. And we're going to take them by the hand and show them how to get there.
Absolutely. Okay? Thank you, Cindy. Mm-hmm. All right, no, you guys worry. Cindy will be back in a few minutes with more gems. I'm going to go through skill number 2 with you all, and it's inviting prospects to understand your product or opportunity. So this is the invitation portion. So Cindy just talked about finding those people. You know, how do you find those people? This is about inviting them to take a look. Okay. Now with this one, oh man, I just pages and pages. And at some point, I would love if anyone's local or anyone wants to do virtual, anyone who went to this event would be happy to sit down with you and show you their notes and like go through this with you. So if you hear something you want to know more, reach out. So the invitation, you'd think that the first thing they would say is how to invite someone to take a look at a video or how to invite somebody to take a look at your product or your opportunity. The first thing they talked about is what are you inviting into your life? So this all comes back to you. It all comes back to the people you're connecting with. This isn't really foundationally, like this isn't about the product or the opportunity. This is about those connections, those relationships that you talked about. What are you inviting into your life? If you have insecurities, and let me back up, because you have insecurities, because we all do, in some part of this business, we all have insecurities. You have to understand that those come from thoughts. And so if you have a thought that's causing an insecurity in your life, you have to change your thought. So really think about that. Write down some insecurities that you have in life around this business, whatever that is. And then when you think about that insecurity and you look at it and you pray about it, what are you thinking that's causing that insecurity? And then change the thought. Okay, when she broke it down like that, it was like, okay, that's really simple. That's really tangible. Change the thought. But when we're insecure, we just think that's who we are, and it's not. Because we were not born with the spirit of timidity or insecurity. We were born with the spirit of strength and power and self-discipline and love. And that's what they're inviting you to do. What are you inviting into your life? And so asking yourself questions like, how do you feel about your current results? So thinking about your current results in your business, how do you feel about that? And what do you want your results to be? And I would guarantee there's a gap there. And to bridge that gap, you have to ask yourself a few questions. The first question, what actions do I need to take? So to bridge that gap, what actions do I need to take? What energy am I putting out there? And what value am I adding? Okay, I'm going to read them one more time. What actions do I need to take? What energy am I putting out there? And what value am I adding? Okay, have you noticed I haven't talked about how to invite someone to watch a video yet? Because this is what a lot of us are missing. You have to master these things before you can really master inviting someone to watch a video. Okay, this is the foundation. It's just so exciting. So one of the things they talked about is like people attending events, and they attend events because of relationship with you. And so everything came back to relationship, every single thing. And one thing that she said when she was talking about what are you putting out there? Like, what are you inviting into your life? And she said something that stirred something in me. And so I wrote down my own version of it, and I encourage you to do the same. I am a woman who believes she can be home with her kids and have a successful business. So who are you and what are you inviting into your world and into your business? And I don't remember exactly how she worded it, because as soon as she said it, immediately I thought about how it pertained to me and my business. And I thought, I am a woman who believes she can be home with her kids and have a successful business. And what am I inviting into my world? Other women who want the same thing. Okay. Now, does that mean that's the only people I'm going to invite into my world and into my business? No, but I have to be authentic with who I am before other people are going to want to be a part of what I'm doing. The other thing they talked about is connecting with people who want change, connecting with people who have dreams. Cindy just talked about, you want to have those people who are influential. You want to have the people who are just like on it and they want different in their lives. Who are the people who have vision? They're probably the ones on your chicken list, and they're the ones you need to call first. Absolutely. Who are the people who want change and who have dreams? So think about people who are posting. I had a gal post yesterday, not on my Facebook, but on hers. She said, oh my gosh, I just want to be home with my babies. I'm so sick of driving around delivering pizzas. It's her third job. She delivers pizzas. She has a baby boy at home. And I messaged her. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Your message broke my heart. And we engaged in conversation. But I'm just telling you, like, who are the people who want change? Okay? Find them. And like Cindy always says, search and rescue. Okay? You're searching. You have the solution. So one of the things they talked about was social media. And this really hit me. She said, with more opportunities to connect, we feel more disconnected than ever. So social media is fantastic, but you have to take it offline. Belly to belly, on the phone, let them hear your voice. You have to have that rapport and build that relationship before you can even invite them to take a look at anything. Because they might say yes, but if they don't know you or they're not connected to you or they don't feel like you care about them, they're not going to watch it, or they're not going to watch it with an open mind. Okay? So one of the things that she said that I just thought was so brilliant is, and it's true, I've seen it in my own business, when you have a relationship with somebody, they close themselves. Have you noticed that? When you have a relationship with someone, you understand really what makes them tick. They close themselves. They're handing you their card. They're ready to go. They're like, whatever it is, I want it. Because of the relationship, not because of the really cool video, but because of you who showed them the cool video. So finding out what they are looking for, because most people are needing more in their lives. And what people are really looking for is hope. And wouldn't you agree that that's what we have? We have hope with Isagenix, hope for our health, hope for our financial health. People are looking for hope. So even if they say, oh, I want to lose weight, they need hope. That's what they're looking for. Or if somebody says, I need an extra couple $100 a month. Hope, that's what that means. They're looking for hope, and we can give that to them. So the last thing that they talked about that I'll leave you guys with is timing. Timing with inviting. You have to think about your timing when you're presenting, because this is a marathon and it's not a sprint. And most people pop the question too early. And when she said that, I just had to laugh, because I thought, how many times have I just popped the question too early? If you're engaged in conversation with somebody and you're at the gym and they're like, oh yeah, I'm back at the gym. I'm looking, I need to lose weight or whatever. Do you jump in right away and just say, oh my gosh, you have to try this? No, you find out why. Oh, how long have you been struggling with that? Oh my gosh, that sounds so hard. And you really engage with them, you relate with them. And then when you really help them find their pain, you can say, I can't stop thinking about what you said. I think I might have a solution for you. Are you open? And how much more open do you think they're going to be if they know you care about them versus if as soon as they said weight loss, you jumped on them? Okay, so think about your timing. Don't pop the question too early. And even one of the things that I like to do, I started this because I want to make sure to share it with you guys, is sometimes like that girl that I talked to last night, I didn't bring up Isagenix. But you better believe today, after I get off this call, I'm going to message her and say, Tani, I've been thinking about you all day. I think I might have a solution for you. Are you open? And how much more powerful is that than if I asked her and in that first sentence I said, you got to do what I'm doing. She may have been open, but I'm so much more confident now that she's going to be so touched that because I've been thinking about her all day because I know right now she's delivering pizzas and she's not at home with her babies and I am. Okay. So you have to think about the timing when you're presenting to people. Okay. So before we go into skill number 3, we have 4 gals who went with us this weekend, and each one of them after Cindy and I share a couple of skills, they're going to jump in and they're going to share with you just in like a minute or two, their defining moment from the weekend. And it might be more than one because it was that awesome. So we're going to invite them in. The first one I would love to share is Lori. So Lori, if you would mind unmuting and then share with everybody what your defining moment was from the weekend.
I'd love to. Thank you, Rachel. This was an incredible event, you guys. Get there next year and get to other events. It's life-changing. So one of my defining moments, there was so many this weekend, but one of them was about the dream. And I know we talk in our industry about your why or your dream and how important that is, because that's your anchor to keep you going when it gets tough, when it's hard, when you get a lot of no's, to focus on your dream and really know why you're doing this. And I had a dream. I mean, I had a vision and everything, but to tell you the truth, I thought that was selfish. I thought that it was selfish of me to want those things, that it was selfish of me to dream that way, to want to build this business. But one of the defining moments was when Susan Sly said, your dreams are sacred. They are divinely given to you and they're meant for fulfillment. And when our dreams are fulfilled, that impacts the world with positive change. And it's kind of what Cindy and Rachel have been talking about, that we have something to offer someone. And if my dream is the catalyst that gets me moving in order to reach out to people and offer them what I have, how is that selfish? The world needs what you have. And it's not just our product or our opportunity. It's the world needs your dreams. They need your experiences. You are uniquely designed. You have something unique to offer. So the other thing that Susan Sly said that I love was, people are not served by us playing small. So I think it's important for us to really get clear on our dream, to realize that it's not selfish and it's something that God gave us. So get clear on your dream. Get a vision board. Go test drive a car that you want to drive. Go see a home that you want to have. Get really clear and visualize where you want to take this opportunity. So the last thing I want to say is, through this process, I came to realize and to see that this is a God-given responsibility that I have a dream, that God planted this inside of me. It's divinely given, and it's a responsibility that I have. So the question I have for you is, will you accept the responsibility that you have set before you, partner with God, partner with this tribe of people, and run to realize those dreams and impact the world positively for change?
I love that, Lori. Okay, you guys, can you just throw some love in the chat for Lori, because that was amazing, and answer her question. There going to be some emphatic yeses in the chat, because
thank you, Rachel.
She just invited you to basically be awesome. Okay, so just say yes.
Be super bad all day long.
All day long. All day long. I love it. Okay, so we're going to jump into skill number 3. Well, you guys, holla, Lori. Good job. Look at that. Look at that. People love you. Good job, Lori. Okay, so Cindy's going to take us through skill 3, and this skill is presenting your product or opportunity to your prospects. Okay, so Cindy, take it away.
Okay, I'm going to go through this really quick, and but I'm telling you, this gal, we loved this gal, and we are going to get together and do some live streaming do a live stream event, and we'll try to do some of it maybe like Facebook Live and Empowered to Lead for anybody that can't be here with us. But Gloria Mayfield Banks was the gal that did this, presenting your prospect and your opportunity. And, you know, she was amazing. She's a powerhouse, and she's the gal that said, be super bad all day long or whatever. And what she means by that is just be on your A game. Just get it done. Bring your energy up, bring the passion, bring the energy every single day. Just like if you were a performer and you were going out and you were stepping on stage, you are the performer in your own life. You are the CEO of your own business, and you need to bring it every time that you're out, every time that you're with people. She actually gave us 10 steps to success. That's going to take a lot of time to go through. I think actually we could probably train this on a team call, or we'll live stream it. So I'm not going to go through all of it, but a couple of things that she said that I thought were amazing is what I just shared with you, definitely. The other thing is, are they getting what you're giving? Really take a look at your message and how you're communicating with people. Are you speaking in a way that they're receiving it? And a big part of that is really being able to like match energy for energy. I can tend to have kind of a big personality and a lot of energy. And I learned this really when I was in corporate America and I did outside sales, that I'd walk into a situation and I'd come in there and I'd be so excited and I'd start sharing. And then this person would be like a quiet person, kind of a small personality and a quiet personality. And I was like a bull in a china shop, you know, because I'm just like, whoa, and they're like, you know, like that little Italian gal, like she was a tornado. That's how I felt. And this little person didn't know what to do with all my energy. And so I learned to like kind of bring myself down to where they were at. And so one of the things that Gloria said that I thought was so amazing and it's so important is that to really know your audience. Know your audience, know not only what they need, but also maybe their skill set or their skill level, and match energy for energy. So whether you're doing a one-on-one or you're doing a big group presentation, I mean, in a big group, you're going to bring some energy, but you're also going to have people in that room that are at different levels. So you've got to be willing to vary your energy and read the crowd. You're always connecting with people, even when you're presenting. So I thought that was a good thing that she said, that I loved it. Another thing that she said, and this is something in my mind that I've been working through, I can tend to be a perfectionist, and I know some of you are the same. It's not important. There's not only one way to do it well or to do it right. And that perfection really is not the goal. Excellence should be the goal. That's just something that I feel like God's been saying to me, that it doesn't need to be perfect. Just do what you do with excellence and be authentically you. Bring yourself to the table unapologetically, you know, and be genuine and real with the person and match their energy and make that connection. And then as far as the presentation, you know, does your presentation have a foundation, she said. And in any presentation, whether it's at a big event or it's at a one-on-one, there's 4 things that she's always trying to do. The foundation of any presentation is recognition. Recognizing in a big event your team or people doing great things, or if you're just one-on-one, just recognizing someone, not just for rank advancements and success in business, but just, Rachel, you're so beautiful. I love your hair so long like that. I love your personality and how you just sparkle and you're so warm and inviting with people. I mean, a genuine compliment, that is Rachel. So I can say that to her in complete authenticity because that's who she is. And just recognizing them and just blessing them and building into their lives. Then the second thing is offer inspiration. So inspire them, share a story, or have somebody in an event share their story. The stories are so magnetic and they draw people in emotionally. And when you can make that emotional connection, it makes it so real and it draws people in. The third thing is motivation. So kind of, again, drawing on like where they're at, listening to what they need, and like drawing that out and meeting those needs and showing the benefits and the features of what Isagenix can do, or this lifestyle of freedom that we have, this opportunity, this vehicle that Isagenix creates for us, you know, and create that motivation to move them forward. And then the fourth thing is education. I thought that was excellent. I mean, there's so many things. The last thing I guess is that I thought was really, really good is like your image. This was funny. I don't think she totally meant it, but it was funny. She said, as women, the way you dress and the shoes that you wear is not all of your first impression. You get 7 seconds to make a first impression. It's not all of it, but it's at least 90%. I thought that was pretty funny. But, like be on your A game, put yourself together. When you go out and you're meeting with people, you don't always have to look perfect because, again, you need to be real with people. But when you're going to do a presentation, when you're having a tasting party, when you're out and about and you're networking on purpose, bring your A game, look sharp, and be confident. Confidence is key. It's 100% required. Command respect. Experience breeds wisdom. And, it's really all about your soul. Be seen and heard as a person that's there to serve. I thought that was powerful. Okay.
I love it. Thank you so much, Cindy. Okay, I'm going to go into skill number 4, and then we're going to have someone else share their defining moment. So skill 4 is following up with your prospects. And you guys, Susan, Sly, it was awesome to see so many Isagenix people up on stage at an industry event where you don't say your company. I mean, Gloria did on accident, but you don't say your company. Even those of us sitting in the audience, we don't share our companies. We couldn't have our shaker bottles in there. We couldn't be like mixing up a shake all crazy like at the bar. All of us girls were like,
we were going through withdrawals.
Yeah, but we were like unwrap the bar in our purse and then like break off a piece and like eat it like this, or like I'd like break up an Isodelight and like put all the crumbs in my hand and I'm like eating it like a dog. Like you just had to be so careful because they actually kick people out for prospecting. And so you can't do any promotion or anything like that, which made the space feel so safe. But at the same time, we know our Isagenix people, and every day we saw Isagenix people on stage. And that's a clue. That's a massive clue, you guys, because there are thousands of network marketing companies, and we had 4 or 5 people from Isagenix on stage. Incredible. So I just want to say that. So Susan Sly and Kirsten Kirschbaum knocked it out of the park. So following up, I love how they opened this, and they said that following up is a way to create experiences for people we care about. Follow-up is about creating a habit of loving people more. So when you're following up, it doesn't just have to be business. When they say it takes 4 to 14 follow-ups before somebody will decide when they're ready, how they framed it was that that's not 4 to 14 follow-ups about Isagenix. That's just 4 to 14 times that you are loving on that person. And you can be bold, and if they're still posting about being unhappy with their with their health or with their wealth on Facebook, you can follow up and just say, hey, I see that things still aren't going the way that you want to. I'm still here to help. The door is still open. But tell me more about what's going on at your work. So like make it about them and make the follow-up a part about make it about creating an experience for them, whatever that looks like. And then they talked about objections, because you're going to get objections in the follow-up process. That's usually why you have to follow up with somebody, is because they're not ready, because there's some objection. The 2 that they talked about were money and is this network marketing. And so I'm going to give you the verbiage that they gave. So if they say money, you always respond with, of course. Validate that is a concern for them. Of course. Like, I just don't know because it's not in the budget. Of course. I totally understand that. Validate. Don't just jump in with, even though Chris Harder has amazing verbiage around this, don't just like jump right in with that. Of course, Lori, that has to feel so frustrating because I know how badly you want this. But that's why I'm talking to you about this now. And I just have to ask, are you just being polite, or can you really not afford it? Like, do you just not want to hurt my heart and tell me that you're not interested? Because if you're not interested, you can tell me that. But if it's really about the money, I want to make sure that I'm on the same page as you. And if they say, oh my God, no, I really want to do this, it's about the money. Right there, what you did is you validated their concern, you heard their heart, but they admitted to themselves, no, I really want to do this, but it's about the money. And you'll know if somebody's being straight with you. And so what a beautiful opportunity. And you can say, okay, since you really want to do this, Lori, you just said you really want to do this, and I believe you because you deserve those goals, and repeat their goals. So since you really want to do this, let's get creative and figure out a way for you to have this. And then you can share, you share, they share, repeat. Then you can use, Laura St. John has fantastic verbiage around naturally, you know, a couple people who have the same goals as you. You know, use that verbiage, use a lot of the positive, you know, drawing that out in people. Or say, do you want me to help you? I can run through some numbers with you. Like help them find places that they're spending money that they don't really need to spend. You know, whatever that looks like. But that's really great verbiage around money objections for sure. Sorry. Okay. The next one is about network marketing. And so if their objection is like, oh, is this one of those network marketing things? Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is. Isn't that great? Why don't we respond as if they're just asking because they're wondering if it is? And when she said that, I thought, oh my gosh, that's so true, because I do that. I had a gal reach out to me because I posted about wanting a recommendation for dry shampoo, and someone referred her, and she messaged me, and she was kind of, I think, using some tactics, and I straight out asked her, I was like, is this network marketing? And she was like, yeah, you know, but you don't have to blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I'm glad it is. I want to support network marketing. And she assumed that I would be not okay with that, even though in my post I made it very clear I want to support locally and all that. So don't assume, because if you act all like, yeah, it is, isn't that awesome? Like, I get paid to help my friends feel healthy. Like, I support my family and put food on the table by helping my friends feel amazing. So who's going to then come back and say, oh, but it's like a stupid pyramid scheme? If they do, okay, bless and release. They're not ready. But be excited about it. And then so the next thing, I loved how they said this. And I think Susan said that she has this on a note card on her mirror, and I'm totally going to do this. The most important person to recruit every day is you. Ask yourself every single day, Rachel, would you recruit you today? And that's like a mic drop moment, you know, because there are some days we wake up and we're not on our A game. We are not the best version of ourselves. But if you can lead with that every morning, if you're so passionate about reaching your goals, you have to be in that mindset the moment you wake up, because otherwise you're losing time. So have that note card, write it down somewhere that you're going to look at every single morning, and ask yourself, Willie, would I recruit me today? Linda, would I recruit me today? Ask yourself that. I think that was so powerful. And she said, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person at the right time. That last part is really important. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person at the right time. So just follow up, follow up, follow up. Just keep going, you guys. And then she gave some verbiage, and I want to give this to you because I know this is super important, but she talked about NLP using like either or, you know, so like somebody so she used the example of going to an event. So for those of you who didn't go to this event, this is like a tough love moment. If it like literally could not make it happen, that's totally fine. But if you just had excuses and that's why you didn't go, this is what I would say to you. And this is what I'm saying to you for the next event. You joined this because, and think about your goal. Why did you join this? You joined this because, okay, Jenny, I know your goal, so I'm going to use you. Jenny, you joined Isagenix because you want to free your family. You do not want your husband to have to be gone so much from spending time with your kids. You want to have freedom. You want to do all these amazing things. You want to give your kids the life that you have dreamed for them. You want to give them all of it. Full-time family is your passion. But for the last, and guys, this is not Jenny, okay? I'm just using her as an example. But Jenny, for the last 6 months, you haven't been as committed as you wanted to be. And you and I both know that. Sorry, I lost my place. So either you keep going the way you're going, or you pull out your calendar and we figure this out together. What do you say? The next time somebody that you want to get to an event says, oh, I just don't think I can go, or, you know, oh, that sounds great, but I just don't think so. Say, can we have a conversation about this? Yeah, okay. You joined this because, and tell them why, remind them why they joined this. And for the last couple months, you just haven't really seemed to be as into it as you were. So either you can keep going the way that you're going and missing deadlines and, you know, not rank advancing or whatever, you know, whatever that is for them. Or you can pull your calendar out and we're going to figure this out together. What do you say? Okay, you got to do that with your teams. You guys, you're running a business. You have to motivate them. You have to kick them in the butt, just like you kick yourself in the butt. Okay, I love that verbiage that she gave. And then, so tips to promoting events. This was a big part of their segment. And this is what I'm going to end with. You have to be more committed than everyone else. You have to be more committed to going to this event. So if they hear you talking about, oh, it's expensive, or, oh, it's a lot of time, if they hear you talking like that, they're going to talk like that too. Don't give them permission to make excuses, because you're not going to make excuses. Going to this event this last weekend was not easy for me, but it was never a question. Like, my husband told me I was going before I even knew I was going. So because that's the mindset, that's the standard we've set for ourselves. Set it for yourself and for your team. Give yourself a vision. How many people are you going to bring to Celebration? And then double it. How many people from your team are going to Celebration and then double it? But do this exercise with someone else, because you won't push yourself hard enough. So grab someone else and ask them how many people they're bringing to Celebration. And when you're like, that's it, you can totally bring more than that. They're going to do it the same thing to you. And that's what we need. And then the question that they ended with that I love, in 5 years, if you do all of this, if you bring all these people to these events and you are pouring love into people and you're following up like a champion, you're adding value to people's lives, in 5 years, what will your business look like because of all the momentum that you have right now that you're creating? And have that vision somewhere that you can see every single day. Okay, so we're going to jump into and have someone else share their defining moment. So again, just 1 or 2 minutes of a defining moment from the weekend. And this time, I would love to bring Della. So Della, if you could unmute yourself and share a little bit about what stuck out to you this weekend. What was that defining moment for you?
Hello, everybody. I'm Della, if you don't know me. I am from, all over, but I was in Spokane, and I just moved down to Vegas this last December. And my defining moments, they kind of all tie into each other. And I have my notes here just because I don't want to misquote. But there was, who was it? I don't remember who said it, but there was a lady on stage who, she told a story about how she goes into Walmart a lot to shop, like most people do. And if I repeat anything, I'm sorry, because I just got on the call a little bit ago. But when you go into Walmart, what's the one thing they always ask you? Did you find everything you were looking for today? And so when she's in line, she's like waiting for it. She's like, I know they're going to ask me, and I can't wait for them to ask me because I got something really cool to say. And so by the time she finally gets up there and they ask her, so did you find everything you were looking for today? She says, you know what? I did. After 42 years, I found my smile. And if you let me buy you a cup of coffee, I can help you find yours. Boom. Worst they say is, you freaking weirdo. No. Best they say is, what do you do? Sure. Like, yeah. And you might have just met your new best friend. Who knows? You know? Because you never know. And you can't create that story for somebody. I mean, and that ties into the fact that we need to step out of our comfort zone every day. If we only do what we're comfortable, then why are we doing this? You know what I mean? Like, this is to get out, to meet new people, to do those things that we don't want to do so that we can have those things that we can't have and don't have right now, to live that life that we don't have, because that's our dream. And she talked about the fact that we need to stop talking about ourselves. Like, it's so easy to talk to somebody and want to say, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I had this happen to me too. Okay, Della, shut up. She doesn't need to know your life story too. We'll get there, but you need to just listen to them and understand what's going on with them. Ask those questions. And you need to not just pay attention to like the conversation and be present, but a lot of times when we're in a conversation, we think of something that we want to say, or we're trying to think of our next question, or how can we tie this in? Don't do that. Be present in your conversation. Look them in the eye. It's so important that you have that connection, that emotional, that physical connection, so that they know that you care. Because a lot of people can tell if you're being inauthentic. They can tell if you're not listening to them 100%, and that's a total turnoff. Because in this business, you're not here to sell a product. You're here to sell yourself, which sounds funny because I crochet and we call ourselves hookers. So it's like, ha! So Totally inappropriate, I know, but we're all ladies. And gentlemen.
Yeah.
We all get it. I got you, Willie.
So Della, before we move on, I want to make sure I ask you, Amy had a great question. What you said, what you wrote down there, can you type it into the chat so that people can have that verbiage? But I want you guys all to understand this is Della's first event ever, and it wasn't even an Isagenix event. She's been enrolled for 3 weeks, and like I feel like she's already like at where I was at the 2-year mark. Like she gets it. You guys, that's why events are so important, okay? A week ago, Della was just as amazing, but just was like, okay, I don't know what to do. Like, like the confidence was low. Events will build your confidence, which means you can get on a call with a bunch of people you don't know and speak from the heart and be vulnerable and tough love. Okay. And that is what Della just did. So yeah, everyone give Della some love in the chat, and Della is going to go ahead and write that verbiage out for you guys. Okay?
Definitely.
Thank you, Della. Okay. So we have a couple more skills for you guys. Bear with us. And then you guys, I'm going to own it. This is my fault. I think Cindy's actually being more efficient with her presenting than I am. So that stops now. I'm sorry. There's just so much good stuff to share. Okay. So Cindy's going to take you through skills 5 and 6. And so Cindy, do you have those skills? Do you want me to introduce them, or you got it?
I'll tell them.
Okay, go ahead.
Good job. And I'll make it quick because, again, we're going to live stream some of this and we'll put it in the groups. And I'm going to see if I can get my hands on some of these books so that we can get them out to you guys. So skill 5 is helping your prospects become customers or distributors or associates with Isagenix. And so much of this, guys, really honestly is, we go through this all the time. She didn't really go through the steps of it, but she had a lot of great stuff to say, and I'm going to bulletproof it. But the key here is to detach yourself from the outcome. Your goal when you're presenting and inviting people to get started is you're educating them, you're meeting their needs, you're building the value of what Isagenix has to offer and showing them how the value and the benefits of Isagenix meets their needs. And you're what we would call assuming the close, or just, of course they're going to do it. Why would they not? It's just, and then if the money issue comes up, it's just like what Rachel said, then now you've got the verbiage for that to say, I totally get it, Rach. When we got started, the money was an issue for me too, but let me ask you this, boom, and just go into it. Is it about the money, or are you just trying to be polite because you don't want to hurt my feelings? Because I'm so excited about it and I know it's going to be amazing for you, but you're not interested. Just tell me truthfully, and let them respond to that. Then you know where they are. Don't get freaked out about objections, guys. They're questions. They're buying questions. If you're going to go buy a brand new car, you're going to ask a lot of questions about that car. Doesn't mean that you're not interested in it. You've just got to help them figure out how it's going to work. But always building the value, keeping them excited, showing them how it's going to work for them, encouraging them, inspiring them, motivating them, and recognizing them. Okay, so this gal she was funny. She had a little bit of an edge to her. She said some really good things, though. She said, the first thing she said was, our comfort zone is comfortable, but it's also the death of our dreams. I thought that was amazing. And good is the enemy of great. And I used to say that all the time. There's a lot of good things that you can do in life, but it can keep you away from God's best for your life, for really greatness in your life. And that's what God wants. Just like in the book, The Big Leap, He wants you operating in your zone of genius, not just your zone of excellence, but your zone of genius. He's given each of us talents, skills, gifts, and abilities to do amazing things that only you can do. And that is the beauty of this industry, is that personal development and growing you out of your comfort zone. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Embrace it and be bold in it. Okay, I loved this. What if? So many times, what if this? What if that? What if they reject me? What if they don't like it? What if, they feel like I'm trying to make money off of them? That was my big thing. What if? What if? She said, what if frogs had pockets, carried handguns, and shot snakes? And it was so ridiculous, but so funny. It's like, that would never happen. And so many of the things that you are afraid of, that you are uncertain of, that make you kind of reel back with insecurity will never happen. You need to just be bold. You need to have posture and be confident in yourself. You don't get a big business and then become the CEO or become a CEO. You become the CEO first, and then the big business comes. So for all of us, I think, again, just focusing in on the skills, learning the skills, growing as a person, like they always say, it's more about personal development. And the more you grow, the bigger your organization will grow. You will get exactly what you expect in life. Nothing less, nothing more. I thought that was amazing. You will get exactly what you expect in life, nothing more, nothing less. So have high expectations, have big dreams, and be willing to roll your sleeves up and go to work to get them. And then this was my favorite, and I'll end with this. She said, get out of your own way and be willing and understand that there's people out there praying for exactly what we have. And we know that because so many of us on this call were exactly in that place, just in such a hard place of life, just so needing this. And for so many reasons, it is such a blessing. But she said, be willing every single day to be the person that unlocks the door for people to walk through into their own freedom and their own life of their dreams. I thought that was amazing. Don't be selfish with it. Be willing to unlock that door for other people. So, okay. That was good, huh? Okay. And then I'm so sorry. So you asked me, do you want me to just roll into 6 really quick? Okay. So 6 is helping your new distributor get started right. And really what she did, there were 2 presenters, and I miss Denny, and Denny's from Spokane. She's with another company. But, this really is more about systems. And this little gal was really cute. She was a little Italian, little dynamo gal, and she's like a total yellow. I mean, she's just like all over everywhere. But she had to create systems, and so much like what Isagenix has done, getting people started right really is all about the simple steps that you take them through. And it depends on if you're getting them started just for a product experience initially, or if you're getting them started in the business, what those steps are going to look like. And we're actually kind of defining some of that. We're going to put that into Evernote. But what I love that she said, like if you're starting people with the opportunity, I mean, if they're starting people with the product, we know what we do. We put them into the Lean Body for Life, so they've got support. Then you're putting them, connecting them with the videos and the support that they need, and you're coaching them to a great result. And if they're not ready to move forward, you're circling back to see who in their life, let's create a support team for you, who in your life wants the great results that you're getting, that kind of a thing, and getting them kind of started to making a little bit of money. But if they're ready to move forward right away, then you get them started on isagenixbusiness.com. You get them making their list, kind of starting with all of those things. You get them a copy of GoPro. That's one of the best things that you can do for your new builder, is have them read GoPro. They can read it in a day, but there's great verbiage. It demystifies the industry. It will help people so much. Really connecting them with the websites and the tools. And then really, kind of giving them their next steps all the time, giving them tasks like the next webinar, the next call, getting them to an event within that first 3 months. Those are the things that we do as we start new people in business. But she went through, and I'll just talk about this really quick. She went through and talked about the stages that somebody goes through when they start in the business. And it's kind of like raising children. And so that resonated with me because I saw it, and I've seen it now 10 and a half years in the business. And I've seen my leaders go through all of these steps, and it is very true. So they start as a newborn baby. As a little newborn baby, they need you all the time. I mean, they eat every 2 hours. You have to change their diaper. They sleep. You're constantly taking care of them. If you left a little newborn baby all alone and didn't take care of the baby will die. And so will your new distributors if you're not close to them and consistently in touch with them. So you need to meet those needs. Then they grow up into the toddler phase, and they're just learning to walk, and they're starting to explore. They're becoming a little bit more independent. They can do some things for themselves. And then they move into the teenager phase, which is when they think they know everything and they no longer need you, and they're not very teachable. And you just have to kind of weather that storm. And just like a mom, when we had 5 teenagers at the same time in this house, it was like you had to pick your battles. You just had to keep consistent with the things that were priorities and really important, and let them kind of flounder around on other things until they figured it out that they didn't have all the answers. And then they move into the adult phase where they're cooperative and they're collaborative and they want to work together as a team. And then they become parents of new babies themselves. And the process starts over and over. And I really liked that. I thought that was really, really good. So.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna have someone else share real quick before we share the last skill, and then there were some panels that happened, and there are a few points that we want to share with you guys before we close. And so, for this one, Julie, let's see, I saw Julie on here earlier. There you are, Julie. So yeah, Julie Moritas, if you could jump on and share your defining moment from the weekend, please. Still muted. There you go. I unmuted you. Go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Okay, so I'm sitting here furiously going through because I feel like so much that I had to share has already been said, and I don't want to be redundant.
It's okay, Julie. You
No, it's
share
okay.
from your heart.
There's so much good stuff, you know? Well, first I want to share Amanda's takeaway because she asked that someone do it, and I don't know if anyone's going to do it. But they had said, you know, when you're getting started and you're trying to, you know, talk about the opportunity with someone, and they say, well, how much money did you make in your first month? And you're like, well, you know, and if it wasn't a lot, you know, you feel like you're losing credibility. And what someone had said, I don't remember who it was, is you can say, gosh, I really don't know because I'm still getting paid on it. Residual income, you know, I thought that was so brilliant, you know, because some people get choked up and they feel like if they haven't made the money yet, they don't know what to say, or, you know, they feel inauthentic. But I thought that was really good. So I'm still getting paid on it. What I wanted to talk about, and it kind of follows along, it was actually what Denny had said, and it was all about, you know, the stages that people go through. And I love this quote from Denise Chenault, and she said, I'm not necessarily interested in creating millionaires. I want to help create 1,000,000 thousandaires. Because that is when you start to change the fabric of a community, you know? And so many times we think, oh, we want to tell people, do you want to make $1 million? Or, you know, you try to make it too pie in the sky and people can't even wrap their head around it, you know? And if we can just help a lot of people accomplish a little bit, you know, that's where the magic happens. And you talk about changing the world, you know. So we shouldn't be so focused on these pie in the sky goals for people because they can't even fathom it anyways. And so I love that. And so Denny had talked about the 4 types of people that kind of follows along. You've got your consumers, and those are the people that they're only ever going to be product users. And that's 80% of our company. And so you have to be okay with that. I mean, so much of my, you know, I have such a big base of product users, and I'm so grateful, you know, and if they don't ever talk to another person, but they've continued to use products for 4 years, that's fantastic. And then you have your connectors. So those are kind of like your gateway people. Those are the people that may not refer someone, but they get you into their warm market. Maybe they're not interested in referring people, but they're certainly going to send them to you. You know, they're not going to, you know, they don't want to be involved in it. But they're people that know a lot of people. Then there's your builders. So those are the ones that, you know, do a little bit. If someone asks them, they're going to certainly, you know, share Isagenix with them and get them enrolled. And you know, that's great. But then you've got your leaders. And those are the people that, you know, just kind of take off with it. And of course, those are the people that that we're looking for. Those are the ones, like Cindy says, the influencers, and we know who they are. And those are like kind of the scary ones, right? Those are the ones on your chicken list. So you've got those 4: the consumers, connectors, builders, and leaders. And she had said, just listen with your eyes. So you might not know exactly what they are when they begin. You know, you might think someone's just going to be a product user, and they end up being the best builder or the best leader on your team. So it's just all about watching what they do and then stepping in as you see it and helping them along with it. So anyway, I think that's kind of all I had. I did have some other stuff, but it was all about cultivating relationships, and we've already talked about that. You know, just about, you know, nurturing the relationship. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So don't get all caught up in, you know, trying to, you know, get them right away with your either the product or the opportunity. Just build the relationship, and follow up is simply a deeper connection. You know, just look at follow up as a deeper connection, another opportunity to reach out and connect with them. Don't put all that pressure on yourself that I'm going to make my list and then I'm going to contact my list and I'm going to enroll them. Like, just fill the pipeline, continue. I mean, they talk about sales made after the 5th, 6th, 7th connection. So don't put all that pressure on yourself. Take yourself out of it and just listen to them and see what they need. So
That's
That
awesome.
was so good.
thank you.
Really good, Julie.
Yeah, and
Can
you-
I say one thing, Rach, before you dive in and finish? Julie, just like you said, and Rachel, you said it too, that the influencers, guys, are those people like on your chicken list that you're afraid to reach out to or talk to about the opportunity. You know what? That's why you have me. That's why you have Michael. That's why you have Rachel. Get us on the phone with those people, because, you know, when I started, I didn't have a me. I didn't have somebody that could answer those tough questions or be persuasive or be able to really like get to the heart of the issue or really paint a really strong vision. We can do that for you. So if you have influencers in your life that you're excited about, you bring the energy, use all your energy and passion to get them on the phone with myself, Michael, Rachel. We'll find somebody excellent to do that call with you so that you don't feel paralyzed. Don't let fear, insecurity, or uncertainty paralyze you, because I'm telling you, Isagenix is exploding. You've got some dynamo people that you want to talk to. We want to talk to them, because if we don't, somebody else will. So don't put that off, okay? Good job. Go ahead, Rach. Thanks.
Yeah, no, I was just, Julia, thank you so much for sharing. That was really great, you guys. And you're getting love in the chat, so go check that out too. Okay, the last skill we're going to talk to you guys about is promoting events. And it's so cool because every single skill, they talked about events. That's a massive clue that events are really important, obviously, because the 20 of us that went are going to go change the world, because that's what happens. So I just want to leave you with one thing that they talked about in this section that hasn't already been talked about. When you're thinking about going to an event and you just don't think you have the time, don't let someone else own your calendar. If you don't have 3 or 4 days to change your life, then you don't own your life. And when they said that, I'm so blessed that time has never been something since I started, since I was open to this business, that we've let get in the way of going to events. Sometimes we almost did, but we never did. But I know for a fact that some of you are doing that, where you are afraid that if you leave for 3 or 4 days, that something else is going to implode or something else is going to unravel. But guess what? Your life that is unraveling, whether you're there or not, is going to be the same after that event. But you know whose life is not going to be the same? All the people who went to the event. So if you want to make change in your life, you own your calendar. And she used a specific example, and this is not a slam on relationships or husbands or, or anything. But because it was primarily women, they said a lot of men or a lot of women may say no because their husband won't let them go. And she looked at everyone in the audience and she said, you own your calendar. Figure it out. Now, obviously, respect your husband, respect that relationship, and you know your situation better than we do. But if you needed that tough love to have that bold conversation because maybe you haven't given your spouse or your partner a chance to say yes to you, let them say no or yes because you asked, not because you assumed. You own your calendar. The 3 or 4 days it takes to get to an event and come home, you will be changed, and so will your life. And that's 100% the truth. So before we close, there were a few panels that they did that were outside the skill set that were so, so valuable. And so even if you don't relate to any of these panels or the people who were on them, grab your pen because you have people in your life or in your business who do. The first panel was millennials, rising stars. Not all of them were millennials. Not all of them were in our start group, but some of them were. And so specifically for that, they talked a lot about perfectionism. Because it's so easy when you're coming up and you're a rising star to want to feel like you're doing everything perfect because everyone's watching you. Let go of being perfect and focus on how you can serve others. That is perfection. That's the best way you can be a perfectionist, is to serve other people. Everything else will fall into place. One of the things that was said was the difference between a naysayer, a lover, and a hater. Okay, naysayers, they're that way because they liked you better when they liked you the way you were when they met you. But now they aren't as good as you. And that's why they're a naysayer. They're not going to admit that because they probably don't even really know they haven't admitted that to themselves yet. But that's why they're naysayers. And that's usually like friends and family that have known you a long time. Okay, they liked you better how you were when they met you. And now you're better than them and they don't like that. And we don't see it that way, but they do. That's why they're a naysayer. The lovers, They're going to love you no matter what. Even if they're not using their products, they're going to love you and support you and be your cheerleader no matter what. So you have those people in your life too. And the haters. You know who your haters are. We need them to be a contrast to our greatness. You know, you pray for these people, and they are necessary in your business, just like the people who are building. You treat them the same way you treat people that you're following up with, people that you're serving and loving. You're not going to give them all your attention. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But literally everyone has a sign, whether they're a naysayer, a lover, or a hater. Everyone has a sign around their neck that says, love me, make me feel important. So imagine that when you're looking at people and you're walking down the street, or you have someone in your life who is just a massive hater, I want you to take a step back. And you know how they tell you, imagine the audience naked to make yourself feel better? Okay. Same idea, but don't do that. That's weird. That would not make me more comfortable. But step back and imagine that person as they're looking at you like you're crazy with a sign around their neck that says, love me, make me feel important. And focus on that. Okay, that was so powerful. The other thing they said, find a mentor. Pray about this, you guys. Find a mentor, even if it's a virtual mentor, somebody that you trust and that is so authentic and you resonate with, and you love their style, and you love how they build, and you love how they, you know, brush their teeth. You love everything that they do. You think that everything they do is just on point. They're not perfect. Don't idolize them, but you resonate with them. Find a mentor. Okay, that's so important. And then whoever you are, whatever you stand for, be that. Be that. Be authentic. Whoever you are, whatever you stand for, be that. And you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I love how she said this, but you are somebody's cup of tea. You can't be everybody's cup of tea, but you are somebody's cup of tea. Go find those people who are thirsty for you. Okay. So that was the millennial one. Mompreneurs. Okay. You are a mompreneur, or you know a mompreneur in your life. Takeaways from this one. Our kids are not starving for our attention. They are starving for our connection. Do you guys hear that? The difference in that? Isn't that powerful? I struggle with guilt of balancing all the time. And when I heard that, I thought, okay, that means that when I'm with my kids, I'm with my kids. I'm not just sitting next to Caleb while I'm on the phone doing something. I am looking at him and talking to him, and 5 minutes of me connecting with him is more valuable than an hour of me paying attention to him. Okay? So they're starving for our connection, not our attention. One of the things that was so powerful is she talked about when she enrolled and when she actually woke up. And I translated this into my own story. Okay? And it's one sentence, and it's going to be so powerful when you're talking to people. I enrolled in Isagenix in 2007. I woke up in 2014. Okay? So write that out for yourself too. Some of you have an amazing product story and you did not jump in for the business right away. Own that. I held on to so much guilt. I had a lady today say, could you imagine what would have happened if you'd started in 2007? And I was like, no, I can't. It probably would have been really awesome. And I'm really glad that I'm doing it now, because I woke up in 2014, but thank God I had Isagenix in my body for the 7 years before that. And then even in the moments, and this is specifically, guys, think about being a mom, think about being a parent, think about being a stay-at-home parent. Even in the moments that you would be making more, working full-time at minimum wage, keep going. Because you're getting time with them now, even though you're not making as much money, and you're going to get even more time with them later when you are making enough money, because you're building a legacy. Okay? Powerful stuff, you guys. That mompreneur one was amazing. And then one thing that Eric Worre said actually at lunch that stuck with me, and I really want to share it with you, and I'm not going to call anybody out. I'm not going to call myself out because it's very personal, but this will resonate with somebody. Some of you ladies are scaling back your success to make your man feel better. And when you think about that, think about if that resonates with you or someone in your life. And I'm not going to go into it. I just want you guys, I want you to have that because that was powerful. And then Ruthie Bolton, one thing she said that stuck out to me, whether you make it or not, make sure it's 100% because of you, not because of anyone else. Whether you fail or succeed, make sure it's 100% because of you. I'm zipping through these guys because I know we're over time. The couples panel. One thing that they said and one thing that I observed, entrepreneurs are always connected with their passion. Employees can turn it on and off. So if you're constantly thinking about Isagenix and what you can build with this and what that's going to mean for your life, you are an entrepreneur and you need to honor that. If you can still turn it on and off, you need to really evaluate whether or not you're still in employee mindset. Okay, and if you really want to do this and if you're really ready to run. And one thing I noticed on the couples panel, you guys, the way those men talk about their women, unreal. They're up there in front of thousands of other women, live streaming with thousands and thousands of other people, looking at their wife, some of them getting choked up and saying, she is the most beautiful person I've ever met, and I did not support her in the beginning. I thought she was crazy. I didn't know what she was doing, blah, 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 blah. And they're up there, grown men, muscles for days. Well, the Isagenix guy was muscles for days. The rest of them probably need Isagenix. But they were up there, and he's looking at his wife, Jeff Beebe. I'll never forget. And he just looked at her, and he's like, there's nothing sexier than watching this woman work. Oh, I just thought, preach. So good. All right, and then the social media panel. Got some really good power post ideas from this. This is the last one I'm going to leave you guys with. So she talked about be bold with who you want to work with and even put that out there. Like one of the posts that I took away from that was, I want to work with moms who believe they have a right to have a business and stay at home with their babies. And so you fill in the blanks for yourself. I want to work with, and who are you? Who's your niche? You know, and that, again, those are not the only people you're going to connect with, but think about who that is. I want to work with moms who believe they have a right to have a business and stay at home with their babies, who care about health and self-care, who value contribution and service. What does that look like? And then pray about that being a power post. You know, how powerful is that? And then a social media tip. The top 25 people on your list that you want to attract into your business for product or for business, but probably more for product, go to their profile, go to the follow option, and select see first so that those people's posts are always at the top of your feed. So that when you get on Facebook, you can be more efficient and you're posting and you're commenting and liking on your top 25 people every single day. Isn't that powerful? I didn't even think about doing that. I use that option for people like Emily Vavra, or, you know, people that I'm like, fill my cup. But no, we need to be doing that with be authentic and intentional with the people that you want to reach in your business. Who are your top 25 people that you want to work with? And go make sure that you're seeing their post first in your newsfeed. I thought that was so, so good. Okay, so that's all we have for you guys. Like that, you guys, seriously, we were in training for like 20 hours. And we just did that for you in an hour and 5 minutes. Okay, so sorry we rushed it and went over a little bit, but so, so good. Did you guys get value from that? So good. Okay. So if there's anything you heard that you want follow-up on, please reach out in the group. But I'm going to encourage everybody who went to that event and everybody who has watched any of the live stream, post a video, 1 to 2 minutes. Keep it short and just keep it really intentional so that people will watch and get value from you. Post your defining moment. And I encourage you, especially if you attended the event, I want you to post about your defining moment outside of the actual session, because that's part of the event too. The fellowship and the relationships that we built outside of that room are invaluable. Okay, so we got to talk about that stuff so that all these other beautiful people on this call understand what they missed so they don't let themselves miss it ever again. All right? We love you guys.
Really quick. And guys, we have the opportunity. This event is happening again next year. And so I partnered up with another big leader that was in the room because we get an amazing discount on tickets if we do like a big volume of tickets. So we can get tickets for next year's event for $230. So I want everybody to just like reach out to me, everybody that's committed. The event next year is April 13th through the 15th. And again, it's at the same location, the Mirage Hotel down in Las Vegas. And we had a blast. It's a $200 ticket for 3 days of incredible training. So I'm definitely in, and I'm going to take as many new people as possible and existing team members too. Della's in. So just hit me back tonight, so I can already start getting a head count so I can let her know, do we need 40 tickets or do we need 60 tickets? Or should I just grab 100 tickets just for our team? That's what I want to know. So reach back to me and let me know, and let's get fired up about doing that. Yeah, it was incredible.
Be sure to send Cindy a message, because once we close out this recording, the chat will be gone. And so if you said, yeah, all of you that are in, perfect, message Cindy so she has that in a place that won't get lost, okay? And then we're going to talk about this event too, but this is the GoPro event that's happening this fall with Tony Robbins and Pitbull. So cool. So they're going to be at the GoPro event with Eric Worre, and we'll talk about more of that in the group, but that event's coming up soon. And so we got to grab some tickets for that as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, you guys. Thank you so much for being on, and please shoot any questions that you have or follow-ups that you need to any of us on this call. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night.